Hi, in this video I will show you how to put together this nerd shirt box, which is an SVG file from Simply Crafty SVGs. So these are the pieces for the nerd shirt box. So this is what it looks like, an example. This one's slightly different, just slightly, because I simplified the calculator a little bit. So but it's got a calculator, a pen, pencil in it. And this flips up. And this one doesn't have the side panels and the back panels that we're going to put on. So this is a version, so you can see what you can do, but you can have, there's a nice little gift box. You can put a sentiment right there. So I'm just using velcro, actually a replacement velcro, a different kind of one from the dollar store, but I'm going to put real velcro on this project. So we have the pieces in here for all those little pieces. So we're going to go ahead and piece those together first. And those are the little buttons. They were drying because I had put something clear on them. If you've never used this, it's glossy accents. After I cut it, it puts a clear dimension and makes it clear on top. So it's one of the mini dimensional, but I've had this forever from Ranger. This bottle is so old, but it still works fine. So it goes on kind of milky, and then it dries clear. It's not perfect because it's so small, but it kind of self-levels a little bit most of the time. The user's issue, not the product. And here's the color pieces, the pocket, and this is a bottom support piece, and then the panels. So we're going to go ahead and move these aside for now. And we'll work on some of the details, just the piecing, just to get it ready. So all these little pieces, so this is easy. We're just going to put that on top of there. I'm going to move my mat a little bit here. And then we're going to put these on like that. So I'll show you the pieces for each thing that we're going to put together. So that's, let me dump it. So this, we're missing a piece here. So those three are the calculator. These three are the pen. And we're missing a little pen piece here. So here's the little piece for the last piece of the pen. So we'll go ahead and we have these three pieces for the top of the pencil. So let's do the pencil first. We're just going to piece them together. So actually I'm not going to talk through this. You can go ahead and watch it. It's going to be a little sped up. But basically that first, that, and then that. And so you can see the order in which I put them together. So this will be like this. This behind there. So like that. And then so you'll see how this goes too. And then we'll put the buttons on this on the front here. And you see the little circular cut. There's a little circular cut. So make sure that the arc is up. And that's where you're going to place the buttons. So the buttons would go, there's a little arc. That's where you just put the circle part. So I'll go ahead and finish this and you can just watch it. So I stopped to talk about this one. So I put the back part with the little sticky up would be like the clicker. For this one, there's a little cut line. You want that cut line to be up. So you want it to be towards the top. You'll see it. That's going to help us line up this piece. So I'm going to line it towards the bottom. So that's what I did with the pencil too, towards the bottom. And then this piece, why it was important for me to tell you, is that we're going to line that up with the cut line up there, but we're only going to cut a part of it because we want to glue the top part to the top of the pocket. So I'm just going to add a little glue to the top, and I'm using art glitter glue with the fine tip applicator. So I'm not going to glue it all the way on. So I'm keeping it loose on the bottom so I can put it on the pocket. So there we have it. We have all these pieces ready to go. It's a fairly quick box to put together other than that. So let's go ahead and let's get these pieces. Let's find the piece first, that's the front. And the front one will have cut lines in it. And I know this is very colorful so you can't see it, but there's going to be cut lines and you can see it from the other side. This is a printed paper. And I can't really show you. I'm going to try to see if I can show you by showing you on the other side here. Let's get something to shade it with. So this is the back part so you can hopefully see. So there's one right here. So I'm showing you on the back, but you're gonna kind of look for it on the front. And then there's two right here. So this is for the, so you'll see these cut lines. So there's two right here, and then this is for the pocket. So when I flip it over, the pocket's going to be towards the bottom. So you know that. So you'll see it. It's just, I can't color it in because I can lightly do it and we'll overlap it. But they're lines to guide us to put the pocket on. If you don't want to use them, that's fine. You can always cut one without the little guidelines. But it does come in handy for that middle part especially. So let's go ahead and put this in. So we're going to line that up. We're going to find the two cut lines. There's one on the top, one on the bottom, and it's going to help us to line it up with this right side. So it's in the middle. I thought about just letting people eyeball it, but then when the bow comes down, it may not line up as well as you want. So you can kind of overlap it a little bit so you can't see it. It's just to help you. Helper cuts. So I know this is kind of a funky box. I kind of made it fun. The other one just kind of like the nerdy box, just a nerdy shirt, but you can make it more muted, like just a white color. These are the side panels. So now let's go ahead and put the pocket on. And the way I did this, you don't have to use both, but I have one to put towards the bottom to help you line it up, and then one that you want to probably just put above it to pop dot it, or put the stuff in between. It'll help you place all these things too. If you want to do it in one fell swoop and just use one, that's also your prerogative. So I'm just trying to find where those cut lines are. I'm in between them. So it just helps me line it, keep it straight too. So I glued that all the way on. And we're going to go ahead and take these. So now you can determine how you're going to put them in there. So you could do it after the fact or before, but you need to leave enough room to glue it because it's going to have to go around that bulk So you want to go in a little bit. So if you want to do it like my other one, so I'm going to do it the opposite of the other one. I'm going to do just a kind of a pencil, make it crooked, like it's sticking out of the pocket, and then let's do a pen in front of the edge of that. So let's go ahead and glue it. So get it the way you want. You just want to just play around with it a little bit. You don't have to use all, and you could put like multiple pens, different colors. Of course, they're not going to see the end, so they don't know it's a partial pencil. So moving it down a little bit. So the key is just to leave enough room to be able to glue it around. So this is how this is going to go. So I'm just going to place it there first. I'm just going to add a little glue there. That wasn't very graceful, was it? Be careful with your glue. You want to know where you're going to go. So I'm leaving a different edge, a little bit of an edge there. Pushed it on, and I have it too straight, but I'm just kind of I'm going to angle it in a little bit. So there you go. So get this, I'm just going to glue this bottom piece on. You could glue the whole thing, might as well do that. So it does create a thickness. Let's see if I like it like that. There we go. Then we can go ahead and add glue on the remainder. And this one I inked a little bit around the edges for dimension. And you'll want to hold this in place, so make sure you leave yourself enough room. Don't have glue on your fingertips like I do. You could even find other print-a-cut stuff and add it to the pocket instead of this, but kind of fun. So make sure that's good and secure before you go on to the next part. So we're going to go ahead and start putting together the box. We'll let that dry a little bit. So we'll go ahead and you can either put the panels on first or put the box together. We'll go ahead and put the box together. So make sure this is on the bottom, that's on the top. Where we're just going to put that shirt panel is on this side, not on that side, on this side. So you'll see. But pay close attention when you're doing this, because you want to make sure you don't put the panel in the incorrect place. So I'm just lining that edge up to the tab fold. And then we go ahead and fold this over. And we glue the other side. And you could add things before we do this, but it's going to be flat anyways. So we're just going to fold this over, and it should line up. Make sure that's good and dry before you try to do anything. So this is going to be the front, like that. Let's go ahead and add all the other panels. So we're going to start with the big one, so we know that that should be here. So we're going to flip it over and do the back one. So we're going to add these back and side panels. It's the full side. Since the front is the full side, but we're going to do it the same way. If you, obviously this is optional. If you don't want them, you don't need to add them. And then we'll add these other two side ones. And if you did cut them together, I mean, you can try to match up the colors on the side. Like this was hard because I didn't cut them side by side, so the lines are a little bit off, but that's okay. That's what happens when you use a letter size. So now we have those panels on. So the way it's going to close is like this, as you saw in that other box. And I'm going to do things a little bit different. I have another box similar to this. If you haven't seen the soup box, take a look. But it's a similar type of box. At this point, I'm going to add the reason I'm going to do this now is because we can reach in and apply pressure, and it might be easier than I showed before. So we have these little velcro dots. What I like to do is I prefer them for my closures because they're easy to work with. I'm going to put them together, each side together. I'm going to put the fuzzy side on the actual lid and the non-fuzzy side on the box. So this opening, I tried to make it exactly how big it needs to be, but it needs to be trimmed just a little bit for the average size, which I believe is, I forgot how many millimeters it was. I'm not really a millimeter guy, but gal, it was 15 millimeters. Anyways, I'm just going to cut a little bit off to help it fit. Make sure you're not using your good scissors, and that will fit. So we're going to put the fuzzy side on this little flap, so on the back of it. Make sure it doesn't go over that fold. Make sure it clears it. So the other thing is, if you have a different color box and you want to, you need the panel, you can put that on like that, and I'm going to put it on. Actually, I'm going to emboss it really quick, and then we'll put it on. And so you could do that. I like to emboss things, so that's one of the other reasons I like using that. So I embossed a little bit and added that panel. And we're just going to add this here. I was just playing around with. You can put any pattern. Hopefully it looks okay when I close it. I didn't have that one planned. I had other things planned, so I'm just placing that in where I want it. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this really quick. So without closing it, and we're not going to do it. Oh, we can't do that yet. Sorry. Whoopsie. Let's put this on. We didn't whoopsie yet, so that's good. Let's go ahead and add this. So I'm just lining it up. And if you do like this project, please give me a little thumbs up. I mean, a like below, or thumbs up is really means a like in my book. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to our channel if you are okay with that. And then if you hit that little notification to the right, you'll be notified when we have new videos or tutorials or anything like that. So now that we have that on, we can do this. And the only reason I'm doing it now is to line it up, and so you can put your hand in there for pressure behind it. So I'm going to go ahead, and it has a little protector sheet on it. I'm going to take that off. So remember, I'm just trying to stick the other side of the velcro dot. So I'm just going to make sure it's centered on the top. The flaps are in. just lightly placing it, making sure it's in place there. And then I'm just going to reach in, apply some pressure, and then carefully lift it off. I like these because they're clear. They're clear Velcro dots. So it's clear when it's on here, which is nice. So then we'll go like that. It'll close like that. So now we can close the bottom. So the way that I did this is you can fold them in and add glue to the top like here and add glue there. But I always recommend, if it's a little heavier item, to glue these on the bottom, and then we'll cover it with this. So we'll go ahead and flip that over. Add glue right in here. So let's do that. And then it can hold heavier items. I mean, if you're just going to put a gift card or something like that, or, you know, depends what kind of gifts you put in there. So go ahead, and once you get them in place, you can flip it over. And then apply pressure with like a blunt tool. This I use wooden chopstick. I know these are funky colors, aren't they? I was having fun with this one. I thought we all have pattern paper. This is a good thing to make it, to use it. So just make sure that you are good and secure. You don't want it coming apart at the bottom, and then you can go ahead and add this bottom panel to hide those pesky tabs. I'm just gonna finish this. Make sure I didn't lose any pieces. I forgot any pieces. That's happened. I'm gonna close this up, flip it upside down, and apply pressure. If you don't go around the edge really well with the glue, it's gonna pop up a little bit, so it's really just the edges. And then you can go like that. So here it is, my little funky color with the purple collar. Well, I call it the nerd shirt box. So if you like it, let me know. So here are two versions of that box. You can see you can really change it up with the colors. Like I said, originally the color was a little bit different on the box, and I just added the panels because I thought that would be fun all the way around. So I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.